You know, crypto's about to get really, really easy. And the hardest thing you're going to have to figure out how to do or when to do is to take profit. And I'm going to do videos about that next week. Just keep people updated on that, maybe lay out some timelines. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is this massive wave that's about to hit that people aren't prepared for. And it's very clear that we're building into this. And I want to show you guys just a couple things that I'm watching very closely here. We're hitting some record levels. There's huge things taking place behind the scenes that people aren't aware of. And I want to bring everybody up to speed here. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So obviously we've had an exciting back half of the week. We saw BTC once again set a new all-time high, all the way up at, what was it? 118,845. It's a pretty big number, especially seeing as, just back here in April, we were all the way down at 74K and people were talking about 60K and bear market cycles, and things have changed a lot since that time. In fact, we're on the verge of setting new all-time highs in terms of the total market cap of crypto. The total 2 is broken out and looking good. Total 3 is right on the edge of a breakout as well. And there are a lot of things signaling that we're about to see some pretty significant surges, much bigger than what we saw over the last several days here. Okay. Now, obviously there's no guarantees. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. And we're starting to see some pretty distinct signs in terms of BTC dominance. I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself. We still have, some further extensions to go here. But when we look around the crypto market, there is this huge presence of short interest right now. And I know I've talked about interest in other videos, but when we look at open interest in the crypto market, we're actually sitting at all-time highs. $171 billion in open interest in the crypto market. That's an insane amount. Just for some context, if you guys remember back here when we went through our big liquidation event on February 2nd, there was only $127 billion. So we're talking about almost 50% higher than there was back in February. Now, what's interesting about this is when we were seeing that in February, there was a big imbalance in the market and there was a lot of long interest. There was people very heavily betting into a push across the space. That's not the case right now. In fact, I took the time to look around the crypto market earlier today, and every single asset, almost every single asset, BTC included, had an imbalance to the short side. Just to show you guys here, right now, 4% imbalance to the short side on BTC after BTC just went through this massive surge, right as we're having basically record weeks in terms of institutional accumulation, right as we're seeing companies quietly adding, enterprises stacking BTC, government stacking BTC, and there are still people just being very not smart. I didn't want to say stupid, but they're being very not smart right now, okay? And they are betting very heavily against assets in the crypto market. I don't think this is going to end very well for them. Now, obviously, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. And what I will say is we need to see a lot of what we've seen. We need to see confidence remain high. We still need to see big accumulation taking place. And I can't remember how many weeks in a row we've now seen this, but the very consistent theme here is accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. And what we're still seeing in the market is supply dwindling, supply dwindling, supply dwindling. And that goes for BTC, Ethereum, ADA, XRP, SHIB, whatever asset you want to look at, because we've had such a long extended period of time to buy at such lows, and people have such conviction for the crypto market moving forward because we know these big things are coming. Again, remember, next week is a huge week in terms of legislation. We have some macro data taking place as well. But not only that, but we're also seeing retail outside the space starting to liven up. We're seeing some of the highest levels we have seen here in 2025 in terms of global search optics. And again, you can look at assets individually, you can look at crypto as a whole, you can look at BTC. They're all hitting some pretty insane highs right now, okay? And I totally lost my train of thought about where I was going. Oh, I remember now. What I also found, and I've talked about this in some other videos, retail is starting to pay attention as well. Both Robinhood and Crypto.com have now entered the top 200 free app downloads in the Apple App Store. I'm not sure what it is on the Google App Store, Google Play Store. But what you're seeing is people are starting to get their toes wet. When we have seen this historically speaking, and all these things moving together, it has led us on huge, massive extensions in the crypto market. And now, because of the short interest in the crypto market, we have even more fuel to just see some of the biggest surges we have seen in this market cycle alone. Now, I'm not saying that has to happen for sure. We could definitely fall short of that. We've done that many times before, but I will say that you can definitely feel that this time is just a little bit different. We're again, it feels very similar to November without the big news headlines, right? It feels kind of similar to February into March, but it on a bigger note, okay? And what I will say is that right now we're still flashing 0 out of 30 bull market peak indicators, okay? We're on the verge of something really big. I'm not saying it's going to be today. I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow, but this is why I hope everybody has taken the time to prepare. I hope everybody's rounded out their positions, because there's going to be a point where the market is just running and it seems like there's no stopping what's taking place. And it seems like it's just going to run forever. It won't. There will be important times to take profit and, pull your positions. The only thing I don't like about the charts right now is just that we've been up in this overbought range for weekly or for daily stochastic RSI, basically since back here in the later part of June. I would much more like to see this down in the oversold range, but I will say on the weekly, we're fine. We're not in the overbought range yet. Okay. So we have a lot of momentum that can still carry us higher in the crypto market. We could still be talking about a new all-time high in terms of the total 3, the total 2, total market cap of crypto, in terms of BTC, in terms of many assets throughout the crypto space. And if these trends continue, guys, this is the exact thing that can trigger adoption from outside the space. It's the exact thing that can bring in new retail people. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.